All right, guys, here we go. It's Maiden Day, the TopRc model T-28 Trojan from Gator-Rc. Blenders. All right, guys, here we go. Maiden of the TopRc model T-28 from Gator-Rc, 111-inch wingspan. This thing's flying on a UMS 180, jetty for guidance, AR smooth flight, no gyro to start. Let's do it. Gears up in, pretty stable. Just doing some trim work here. Am I good at my altitude? All right, guys, so we're about 3/4 throttle here. Took a little bit longer to get off the runway than I initially anticipated. We are close to 55 pounds here dry weight. So one of the things about a UMS is it's going to be heavier, right? But flies good, flies stable. Does it look like I got a gear hanging? I'm going to just do a gear check here and then see if we can get that gear all the way up in. It looked like one was hanging. I don't know why our gear ain't going up. We'll have to check that one out.
8 minutes.
Try and get a flyby to get a look. Make sure they're all just locked.
Flaps.
See what that looks like, half flaps. Just trying to keep some altitude here till we get used to it. So that's pretty trimmed out level. Climbs with landing flaps, so we're adding down elevator to that too. That looks pretty good.
Takeoff flaps. Flaps up.
Gear wrap.
Getting my gear to go up in, but we'll deal without it. We'll deal with it. All right, guys, here we go. A little insight. Got the engine dialed in a little bit, and it sounds like I need to just turn up the fuel pump duty cycle on it, but this thing has definitely come to life. And that 180's honking this thing around, no problem. As far as the gear go, two things. Number one of my main gear had swiveled a little bit, so it was binding, as well as I flipped the dip switch on the controller from battery voltage to 6 volts. Less amperage, so I don't think it amped out on me. So anyway, now we got this thing dialed in. There's no drag on this. This thing's really cooking right now. It sounds and it feels good. Plenty of authority, so I like the engine choice here. I definitely think the 180 gets it done. Again, 2814, 2812, probably a great combination. All right, guys, there you go. Just wanted to cut you in on an update. Roll. Let's go into some high rates. So that took a while to get around on low rates. Coordinate in some rudder. Definitely it'd be nice to get a little more RPM, so I might change the prop on this. We're only about 4,000 of the 5,000 RPM that we could normally get. See if we can get a flyby. I'm using a little bit of coordinated turn for rudder. I like the sound on dive. All right, we're going to take it up here a little bit. Again, just trying to get used to the plane. Very different flying something big and heavy. Gyro feels good. Nice big barrel roll. Aileron high rates feel fantastic. So does the elevator. All right, guys, let's start seeing what landing looks like.
Takeoff flaps.
Put some takeoff flaps in it. Turn on from base here to final.
Landing flaps.
Plenty of runway. Quarter throttle. Nice sync rate. I like it. I like it. So definitely we're gonna need some throttle adjustment or prop adjustment. All right, just to let that radial breathe a little bit more. And obviously we're gonna see why our gear don't want to go up in flight. We tested it on the ground, it worked fine. So we'll have to check it out and see. Landing is incredible. Takeoff is very scale. All right, guys, and there you have it. That was the Maiden of the TopRc model T-28 Trojan from Gator-Rc. So again, I cut in a couple clips from flight number 2, and what you saw there again was the adjustment that we did on the gear. We flipped the dip switch, straighten the gear out, because when it binds, it amps it out, it shuts it off, and I think that's what we had happen there. As far as the dip switch, we moved it from 7.2 down to the 6 volt, less voltage, less amperage. So I think maybe that helped there as well. I still think that the gear doors may be going with a little stronger gear door servos than what I did. It did keep them pulled up there, but every now and then I saw that thing would drop down, I'm sure from all the airflow really rushing in and around that wing. But those are all minor things we learn. This has been a very big project and undertaking for me because it's bigger than anything else that I've done before. Heavier plane, definitely things handle different. So pros, obviously looks great in the air, sounds great. Who doesn't love a radial? Flight characteristics are phenomenal. It's super smooth. Smooth flight worked really well on this. Flight times, you guys can see where we were time-wise better than I can, but we've only used half a tank of fuel essentially. So you're gonna get a lot of run time out of this. The batteries, I used 2 6000 AR Smooth Flight smart batteries to power receivers, servos, and then I used the 3000 to power the lights, so all of your accessories, so the gear, the lights, the fuel pump, and the ignition. That battery is obviously powering a lot of high draw items, so we're going to upgrade that to 6 also. I really think that the UMS 180 powers this really well now that we have it tuned in. Fuel pump, guys, you're just best to set that at 100% from the time you flip it on, because it does have a bypass. So just let it run 100% all the way through. Mine is on a little bit of a curve, but there's not, we probably go from 80 to 100% duty cycle from idle up to wide open throttle. But that really helped the seam to bring this airplane to life. Again, gear held up pretty decent on this with landing. The nose mount that I had to reconstruct, I'm going to do a couple little changes there just to put some through bolts through it instead of the wood screws, because I see some vibration, some movement there already. But otherwise, super phenomenal plane. Big planes, lesson learned, down in the layer, they're harder to move around, right? So that's the downside. This plane I thought would be like easy to get done and quick. It took me quite a while as we jump back and forth between the half scale Pitts build, and this one actually took me longer than expected. But I also learned as I banged it around on my bench a good bit that having 2 people to help move something big would be very helpful. So if you have a trailer, you're going to need it. It's probably not going to fit in any type of vehicle. It is harder to get up and down steps, a basement, in and out, load it up, that type of thing. But otherwise, if you have the ability to deal with a big plane, man, this is a great value. So with that being said, throw rates as far as aileron, take all you can get. Elevator, definitely not listed in the manual. The manual is not good at all. You can use some of my build videos as I put them out to help you, but
throw rates, low and high rates, are down in the bottom. I'll put those down in there. UMS 180 for power is a great engine choice. I think you would be deprived with a 150. I don't think it'd be a great choice ultimately at the end of the day in this, depending on how you prop it. It's made for 100cc two-stroke, and again, another great choice, and that would keep your weight down for you a little bit, but you don't get that really cool sound. Lights, pilots, they're definitely a cool choice. I recommend you take the time to add those in. So guys, I think that kind of wraps up anything that I have to share that came along in the process. Again, this is Brendan. This is Just Plain Crazy. Over there, hanging out, that's Donnie, right? With his blenders on too, also. But anyway, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, all that cool shameless plug stuff. Smash this bad boy, it helps us out a lot. If you're gonna hit that one, make sure you definitely hit that twice for me, all right? Don't forget to check out the official Just Plain Crazy Facebook and Instagram pages, and we're also over on TikTok now, where we'll upload some of our clips from today. So with that being said, don't forget to go on over to Gator-Rc. Check them out, www.gator-rc.com. You can look down in the description below if you want a quick link to this, but also check them out, Maxford USA. They have obviously Seagulls models, TopRc model, tons of cool other choices if this isn't your bag of tea. So again, I wish you guys happy flights. Peace out.